I want to walk you guys through tonight the top 8 lessons I learned from investing during this recession. So, in the great crash of 2008, I missed out, but on this one, I made sure to take full advantage. And I want you, everyone's so worried about a crash, just realize every year the market drops 10%. No big deal. It's no different than the snow and the raining. But when we have hard pullbacks and hard corrections, I want you to realize these are some of the greatest opportunities that we do have. So let's get right to it. First thing first, number one, recessions and depressions are the best times to invest into the market, but 99% of the people that are in the recession are afraid to do so. Type yes in chat if you wish you would have bought more in 2020. So when we have value drops, and I'll talk to specifically those of you that are in real estate, if any A1 neighborhood is available for 40% off, 50% off, which you buy into them. That's what happened last year. And I want to tell you guys, we're not going to have a correction anytime soon, or excuse me, a crash anytime soon. But when it presents themselves, you have to be fully prepared to take full advantage of them. Number two, you have to decide what the top two sectors you're going to invest in based on the crash of that era. So when 2020 came, everyone was like, yo, I'm going to buy houses and then I'm going to buy real estate. Guess what happened? Real estate prices went up because people were commuting from urban environments to suburban ones, and then tech shot up and healthcare shot up. Last recession, healthcare companies did not go up as much as a result because every recession is different. And I'll tell you at the end how to prepare, or the way I prepared for this one. And this will be the greatest gem that you'll hear in terms of preparation for a recession. Number three, once you decide, pick the companies that you're interested in. So when everything hit the fan, right before we was deciding to do Market Mondays, like the market turned. And I was like, man, I need to get a whole new list of picks, because the last thing I want is people being like, well, Ian said he was good, or EYL endorsed him, and man, he got me in some BS picks. So I had to adjust. So I went through the Russell 2000, the Dow, NASDAQ, and these were the ones I came up with for tech. So VGT, Vanguard ETF, Apple, Microsoft, AMD, Tesla. Great. Healthcare, another Vanguard, VHT. Write these down. IBB, Moderna. Thank you to the good people at Moderna and Dr. Fauci for making this one of the picks of the year. Johnson & Johnson and Eli Lilly. Kudos to everybody in Indianapolis. Eli Lilly is probably one of the greatest companies in the last 100 years, and they've done pretty well during this recession as well. Number four, always be prepared for disaster and plan in advance when to buy if shit hits the fan. Now, I know my family don't want me to curse, so I'm going to slide one in for the night and be done. But if everything falls apart, you need to mark off. Please write these down. If the market goes in half, if we drop 70%, and if we drop and lose 80% of our value out of those companies that you want, where would you buy? That's literally an old school algorithm to know when to buy during a crash. 50% off when it's dropped 70% off, and then when it's dropped 80. You won't always get to 80, but when a company is of high value and high revenue, you want to buy those at those prices. Number five, no one cares about bubbles or over leveraging unless it affects them. And no one cares about a crash until it's here. I can tell you now, because the market is up, no one cares about being defensive. And you talked about it last week, Rashad, about playing defense. But no, people want to play defense after their house is already on fire. You can't get insurance after your house is burning down. You need to prepare. So while the market is up, and then we hit all-time highs today, I literally want you to go on your phone right now, look at the 5-year month, and see if the market fell again 50 or 55%, where would you buy? So when the market does crash, you don't have to actually panic. Number six, buy great companies with amazing revenue when others are scared. So there's a lot of companies that went out of business. I know that the Reddit squad has pushed a lot of companies up that are not of tremendous value, but they won't be here in 2 or 3 years. You want to focus on companies that are at least doing $500 million of revenue. Ideally, you want them to be $1 billion plus. Number seven, this is the truth. Not many want to be good at investing. Most just want to throw money into the market in hopes that it goes up. But if you draw these value lines, you're able to have a considerable edge. And that's why I always stress reading 100 pages a day, putting your time in on the charts and being focused, and then immersing yourself in silence, because most people do not really want to be good at this. I know you guys that are watching. And thank you for tuning in every week. But most don't give a damn about being good at this. And number 8, this is the tip. Write this down. This would probably take you 4 or 5 days worth of research. If you go through Investopedia and Wikipedia, that'll cut your time down. Go study all 47 recessions and understand what can happen if the market drops and if we're faced with a recession. I know investing has risk, and you always hear that the past does not tell you what's going to happen in the future. But when you do your back testing on a macro level, you're going to see it's the same 5 things that cause a recession each and every time. And once you see the parallels from 1923 through now, you'll see that it's the same, really 3 issues that happen over and over and over again. So please write that down. Study all 47 recessions that have happened in modern history. And I need you to know this. So even during a Great Depression, it will suck to go through it, but the max that we'll go through a recession is 4 years. Like ideally 3 years and 10 months is the maximum time that we will be in it. In 2020, it was 4 months, and everyone act like the world was on fire. But if we ever hit a depression or a heavy recession, this will be a good time to build a base, and we'll talk about this later. But a base is when a price is staying flat. So let's say the average price is 100 and it's going down to 90 and the max is going to 110. But if you're piling in thousands of shares for a 3 or 4 year period, like Tesla did leading up to last year, you can buy thousands of shares and then get a multiple of 5x or 7x and then potentially be a millionaire, depending on how many shares that you have bought. I want to ask this real quick. Are you guys interested in taking a company public? So if we brought a deal to you guys and we can invest as a family, would you be interested in that? Type yes, if so. And I want us to show the world what kind of power we have too by all these comments in chat. So this is a 6-step plan to overcome your fear of trading. So now people are more afraid of trading than ever. There's more people in it, more competition, right? So this is what I want you to do for all my traders. Write these down. Number 1, I want you to master one setup that you're going to trade. I don't care if it's a moving average, double moving average, snipers, if it's momentum. Please type in chat what your one setup is. You can't have a secondary move. One setup. Number 2, write down what you would trade. I want you to trade one asset, one instrument, and leave it at that. Number 3, write down the number of trades you're going to take per year. The truth is, brokerages know that if you overtrade, they are going to make more money than you as a result. So over leveraging and over trading is like you setting yourself up to being robbed out of the market. You have to map out the number of trades you're going to take for the year in advance. So if you have a benchmark, you're able to easily surpass it. Number 4, write down the times that you're going to trade. And Dream Team is here. It's something we've been going over a lot. But for those of you that are trading the bond market, you need to trade that from 7:20 a.m. Central to 8:20 flat. And then you have another period from 8:30 a.m. Central to 9:30. After that, you're done. For those of you that are trading midday on your lunch break from 11 to 1, you're going to get destroyed. Go, and this is every market. Futures, stocks, Forex, the dead zone, what a lot of people call it, or zombie hours. Even in penny stocks, if you're trading past a certain time, you're not going to have enough liquidity to be able to get into your move. Or if you do, and you have a bunch of shares or a bunch of contracts, you won't be able to get out. Number 5, pick the 3 sizes that you're going to trade. So whenever we have a tremendous loss, let's say you lose like 40% of your account. And let's say you're now shell shocked because you had a big loss. I want you to pick a very small size that if your life is on the line, it would not hurt you. For those in the futures market, that may be 2 contracts. Then you're going to have your medium-sized contracts that you trade or medium number of shares. Please write what that would be. For those in the futures market, that would be like 10 contracts. And third, you want to write down your large amount. So for those of you who are able to trade size, that would be like 33, 34, or 41. And then step 6, I want you to trade small size first so you can build confidence. So this is akin to like making a layup. So whenever you have a loss, it hurts you, it fractures you, it breaks your soul. Now you have to go back in small to build your confidence to see that you're able to actually hit your targets again. And once you do that, so let's say if you are planning to take 18 trades per year, take them with 2 contracts, practice hitting the 18, and then size up after you know what your numbers are. A lot of times traders will lose all their money. So let's say you're trading 30 contracts and you lose 15 grand, you're like, let me go right back in and try and make up the 30, when you should probably chip away 2 grand at a time until your confidence is back.
My graduates from my school being Forbes, bag drop.
Bag drop.
A mic drop, bag drop.
Bag drop.